Chạy sợ sợ quá.
Good morning, everyone. So, raise your hand if you ever been afraid of speaking in front of a class because of you didn't want to make a mistake. Yeah. And can you tell me, as a teacher, so which methods of correction you usually use in class? Direct correction or delay correction? This?
I usually use delay correction to correct all my students.
Yeah, thank you. So raise your hands if you use direct correction. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So today our group is gonna present an article about the effects of oral implicit correction techniques on high school students' English speaking skills. So our content include abstract, introduction, literature review, methodology, results or findings, and finally the discussion on the conclusion here. So I want to talk about the aim of this article. So this article aims at investigating how teacher use explicit verbal error correction and how students respond to this feedback. And to do this, the author used the method like observation in class, and they give the student the questionnaire for them to do a survey. And the participants of this article is like four. So in this article, the author investigate four teachers and 171 students. In this article, the author used the data analysis, such as content analysis and descriptive statistics. So that's in the overall of our presentation. Now we're gonna the next presenter is gonna continue with the next content.
Mr. Handsome.
Okay, and good morning, Professor and my guys. And today I'm going to talk about the introduction. Okay, I'm going to talk about the introduction part of this informative research paper by author Pao An, published 2025. The study is titled "The Effects of Oral Implicit Correction Techniques on High School Students' Speaking English Skills." And could you tell me what oral implicit correction is?
Okay, I think this types of auto correction feedback.
Okay, that's right. And when students make mistake while speaking, the teachers correct them immediately and give the correct form. For example, if a student uses a wrong grammar or pronunciation, the teacher gives the correct answer right away. And do you think all explicit correction is important?
Yes, I think it's auto correction is important because it encourages the students accuracy.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you. And the author says that mistakes are a critical part of the language acquisition stages and can appear in the lexical, grammatical, or pronunciation errors. Therefore, these tests are a natural part of a learning language. Yeah, and oral explicit correction help students improve help students learn their from mid-test, improve their speaking accuracy and become and build confidence. Yeah, and for many years, research have also found that oral explicit correction helps students improve speaking accuracy and become more confident when communicating in English classes. And however, there is still a research gap. Yeah, and there is still a research gap, and although many studies have been conducted in other countries, there are very few studies in many. There are very few. There are very few studies in Vietnam, especially in high school in the Mekong Delta. And to fill this gap, there are 3 aims. First, to identify the types of oral explicit correction used by teachers. And second, examine how often teachers use these correction techniques. And the third, investigate student responses after receiving feedback. Yeah, okay, and the other half the findings will have English teachers use more effective correction and improve students' English speaking skills. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you for listening. Yeah, my name is Joe Whiteball.
Next person, yes, the next person is me.
Okay, hello everybody. So I have a question to ask you. How many percent of you use explicit correction in our classes? This means we directly correct our students. For example, when they speaking, how many percent of you? Do you correct the answers of your students when they are speaking English in our English classes? How many percent of you use that method? If you raise your hands, please. You don't use that?
Use so, but not now.
Not now. Tell me why.
Because when I use the method of direct correction, that make my student very anxious.
Okay. And can you tell me why you use that?
Because I think that it's easy for them to recognize immediately the correct, and they will be more confident in the next class.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And so today we are going to explore the reason why that a lot of researchers, they use explicit corrections in their English classes. And there are so many theories, that 5 theories that the researchers, they are using in the past, they were using in the past. The first one, the oral corrective feedback. It means that the teacher immediately corrects the students in our class, and then they try to notice the mistake, and they can foster their speaking accuracy all the time. The second one is second language acquisition. This means that the way that teachers can, give the students really corrective feedback, and then the student all the time, they try to notice their mistake. They correct them independently in their conversation. The next one, we are going to talk about social-cultural theory. It's really interesting factor. It's meant like teaching happens when the interaction, the true interaction between students and teachers. The first thing, teachers need to support them, and then they try to correct them when they are using their using English in their communication as well. And then the students try to understand that, and they realize that the ways that you can correct your grammar or your speaking skill is the way that the teacher gives you their corrective feedback. The next thing, the meaning negotiation. Learning must be better if the students can negotiate the meaning of communication. There are the explicit corrections means like it's offered both negative evidence by showing the student mistake and positive evidence by showing the true language, the correct language. And last but not least, we are going to talk about the learn uptake. It's easily to understand that the student can respond to the corrective feedback from the teacher. There are two types of it. The first type is repair. This means the student can immediately and correctly correct themselves to things. The second one is need repair. It's means they need additional support from the teachers over time and over time. And we have the feedback fluency right there. This means they have been using for many years. And the first one, the teachers give the students feedback. The second one, the students notice their mistake and they try to repeat the sentence in correct form. And the last one, they improve their speaking skill thoroughly. I think that's my total wisdom.
Your name?
My name is Lê Công Giỏi.
Yeah. Hello everyone, my name is and I will talk about the methods of these studies. Now let's talk about the participants. There are 4 English teachers, at least 5 years of experience and 171 students of the grade 10 at the Sopran. Okay, now this study used the mixed methods between the qualitative and quantitative. Okay, let me explain. First, in the qualitative part, the author has the classroom observation to how the teachers fix the student mistake by the feedback and how the students read. And then in the next part is the quantitative part. The authors compare about the observation with the students' questionnaire.
Đúng rồi.
But
Cái này mình
we
chỉ
have
trình
problem.
bày lại cái case study.
We have a problem.
This
So,
study.
how do you know about the teacher feedback is correct? Because there is a lot of feedback and interaction in the class, right? How many minutes left?
Let's keep going.
Okay. That's also the reason. That's also the reason to make author use the Leicester and Santo framework. But before talking about this, I want to ask you a question. Do you know about the Honda? Do you know the Honda? Yes, sir. The Honda in Vietnam is a Honda. Okay, please raise your hand if you want about the Honda.
Know about? Know.
Raise your hand if you know about Honda. Honda. Okay, please, Jimmy, please tell me some names of the Honda motorcycles, please.
Motorcycle. You know.
You don't know? Okay. Just as mentioned about the Honda is very popular in Vietnam, right? Just say Phu Way, something like that. But why? Stop. But why the Honda motorbike is popular in Vietnam?
Which one?
Because it's the Honda.
Very good. We have to set it true with the lifestyle cycle because their framework is very reliable and popular. Because that's the reason to make author use the lifestyle cycle framework. Also they have a lot of research and studies about the feedback, especially oral corrective feedback like the Honda, very strong and very reliable. And you can see the lifestyles and cycle framework working in the next part. And my job is start here in my review the recipes work.
Hello everyone. My name is Wei and I will talk about the results of this study. This study reported 3 main findings. And in finding 1, teacher used implicit corrections. The first one is sentence correction with words knew the most with 60%. The second one is correcting questions with 26%. And finally, grammatical explanation with 14%. That's all. This so that teacher refers sentence correction in speaking class and in finding 2. That you can see on the screen. Most students repair their mistake after receiving feedback. About 66% will repair the errors. And 21% still needed more help. And only 13% show no mistake. This means that students need to have a feedback about the teacher to correct their mistake. Okay, about the finding 3. Sentence correction is the most effective because sentence correction is the most effective because it has the highest repair rate, and correcting questions led to more no mistake, and wise grammatical explanations were the least for immediate speaking corrections. And in conclusions, these findings provide useful suggestion for English teacher because these findings provide useful suggestion for English teacher who want to improve students' speaking performance in Vietnamese high school. That's all of my represent. Thank Professor and everyone for your questions.